So we have question. I would like to do revision in JAMB questions. Exam is starting tomorrow, Thursday. The first question we have here is a set question. And if you look at it, it happens to be a Venn diagram. We have three subsets, P, Q, and R. And part of the Q was shaded. The P was not shaded at all, and the arrow was not shaded at all. So how do you depict it under set? How do you evaluate this under set? So this is what we have, a situation like this. So all the three sets are meeting here. All the three of them meet at this point. So since P and arrow is not shaded, we're supposed to have P intersection arrow prime. Because it didn't shade both of them at all, then intersection Q. Intersection Q. So this is what the answer ought to be: P intersection arrow prime intersection Q. So, but what we have here, the answer ought to be C. If that place intersection, the answer is not A. Unfortunately, it doesn't mark A. So the answer ought to be P intersection arrow prime intersection Q. So if you see a question like that, this is what you're supposed to get. The answer is C and not A. Then go to the next question. So the next question says, question 38, say find the midpoint of the line PQ, with P given as -3,4 and Q is 5,6. So we have P as -3,4, Q is 5,6. So the midpoint, let's call it R, which is S, Y. So how do you find the midpoint between these 2 points? For X, it becomes X2 plus X1 over 2. For Y, it becomes Y2 plus Y1 over 2. All I need to do is to label this point as X1, Y1, X2, Y2. So if I want to find the midpoint of X, I will have my X now becomes, my X2 now is 5. I'm having 5 plus X1 minus 3 divided by 2. So if I simplify this, that will give us 2 over 2. The answer is 1. So we're still going to do the same for Y by looking for the midpoint of Y, which is Y2 plus Y1 divided by 2. So where's my Y2? The midpoint of Y now will give us, my Y2 is what? Is 6 plus Y1, 4 divided by 2, which is 10 over 2. The midpoint of Y is simply 5. So the answer is 1,5. 1,5. Not 5,1 as the person mark here. So the correct option is option C. Is option C. So let's see how we can answer the rest. Let's go to the next question. So this question says, will you find the equation of a straight line joining 1,3 and -3, -6, equation of a straight line. So let's first of all write the formula for equation of straight line. The formula says y minus y1 is equals to m into x minus x1. This is the formula for equation of a straight line. So what is our m? Our m is called gradient, and the m now you can determine the m as y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what are the points? The points are 1,3 and -3, -6. So I will call here x1, y1. This is x2, y2. So with that, I can now find my gradient. The gradient now becomes my y2, which is minus 6, y1 minus 3 over x2 minus 3 minus 1. That will give us what? Minus 9 over minus 4. Minus cancel minus. Our answer is 9 over 4 as gradients. So with gradient known, we can now find the equation of the line now by putting the formula y minus y1, this formula now. Where's our y1 is 3 is equals to 9 over 4, which is the gradient, x minus x1. x1 is 1. All I need to do is to cross multiply. Here will give us 4 into y minus 3 is equals to 9 into x minus 1. So from this point, we can expound the bracket on both sides. So if I do that, I'm going to have, let's take it here. I'm going to have 4y minus 12 is equal to 9x minus 9. So we have to arrange the equation to look like the way it is arranged from the options. So I will start, that means my right-hand side is 0. That means I need to transfer 9x and minus 9 to the right-hand side. That will give us 4y minus 12 minus 9x plus 9 is equals to 0. So I can add minus 12 to plus 9. That will give us a minus 3. So our answer should be 4y minus 9x minus 3 is equals to 0. This is not the equation of the 9. 4y minus 9x minus 3 equals to 0, which is option C. The person got this one correctly. Let's go to the next question. It said this equivalent to what? It said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is equivalent to what? It's equivalent to, we can also say there are 5 elements on the set. So we ought to have 5 elements also. That means that should be option C that has 5 elements. Option D has 6 elements, though option C was not arranged in ascending order the way the option is arranged. So the answer is 4, 3, 1, 5, and 2. We satisfy option C. There are 5 elements here without anyone repeating itself according to the set given. So the answer to this question is option C as well. Let's go to the next question. It says 54 in base 10 equals to x in base 4. So we should determine x to 3 decimal places. So 54 in base 10 is remain as 54. Then what about x in base 4? What about x in base 4? So all you have to do is to convert 54 in base 10. It also gives us a 54. Then x in base 4. Now to convert 54 now to x in base 4. So I will draw a long division. Here becomes 54. The first division is 4. So what is 54 divided by 4? That will give us 54 divided by 4. That will give us 13. Remainder, it gives us 13 remainder 2. 13 remainder 2. So 4 can go through also. 4 into 13, that will give us 3 remainder 1. Then 4 into 3, that cannot 0 remainder 3. So we take the answer from down up. So that will give us 3, 1, 2 in base 4. 3, 1, 2 in base 4. This answer is correct. Option D. 3, 1, 2 in base 4. Let's go to the next. This one is not that clear. So it's not that clear. Next question, it says find the modal score find the modal weight. As you know, the mode is number with the highest frequency. Number with the highest frequency will give us the mode. The question says the table shows the weight of 12 mathematics students, meaning the total frequency or number of students who took part is 12. So with that, we can determine the x, because without knowing what is s, I cannot know what is the mode. The mode is the number with the highest frequency. I don't know what the highest frequency is because I have x and 2x. The frequency represents the number of students. So if there are 12 students that took part, it meaning summation f is equals to 12. Meaning total number of students now is 12. That means I will have x plus 1 plus 2x plus 2 plus 3. That will give us 12. So I will add those I can add. I can add x to 2x. That will give us 3x plus, I can add 1 to 2, that is 3 to 3, that will give us 6 is equals to 12. To find x from here, I will simply collect like terms. I'm having 3x is equals to 12 minus 6, that will give us 6. So my x is simply what? 6 divided by 3, that will give us 2. So if x is 2, meaning here is 2 now, here is now 4. So the highest frequency is 4. Which number has 4? Is 58, which is option B. So every I see s, I put 2. So in the place of 2s, meaning 2 times 2, that will give us 4. And mode is the number with the highest frequency. The highest frequency here is 4. That means the number that has the 4 is the mode, which is 58. Next questions. So before we solve this, I want you to follow our channel. This is STEM of Africa. We do a lot of science courses, physics, chemistry, maths, technical drawing, further maths, and computer science. So subscribe, like, and comment to enjoy exciting videos like this. Now, what we have here is the simultaneous equation. We have x over 2 minus y over 5 is equals to 1. And we also have y minus x over 3 is equals to 8. Meaning we have to solve for x and y as what the question indicates. You have to solve for x and y. So all I need to do is to make y the surrogate formula from equation 2 and substitute it into equation 1. So to make the surrogate formula, that means x over 3 have to come this way to become positive because the negative value there. So my y becomes 8 plus x over 3. So substitute y now in place of this y. So you can determine x. So I'm going to have x over 2, if I substitute now, minus 1 over 5, bracket, my y now, 8 plus x over 3 equals to 8. So I will simplify what I have here. So that will give me x over 2 minus 8 over 5 minus x over 15 is equals to 8. That means it's minus 1 over 5 should multiply through or open the bracket. This is what I will have. So what can we do from here? We can collect like terms and at the same time take LCM by transferring minus 8 over 5 to meet a number without s. If it's going to the other side, it becomes plus 8 over 5. So this will give us x over 2 minus x over 15 is equals to 8 plus 8 over 5. X over 1. I can take LCM on the right-hand side, also take LCM on the left-hand side. So what will be our LCM on the left-hand side is 30, the LCM of 2 and 15. So my LCM is now 30. So 30 into 2 is 15. 15 times s, that will give us 15x minus 30 into 15. That will give us 2. 2 times s, that will give us 2x. I also take LCM and in the right-hand side, LCM is 5. 5 into 1 is 5 times 8. That will give us 40 plus 5 into 5 is 1. 1 times 8 is 8. So if I should simplify now, 15x minus 2x, that will give us 13x over 30 is equals to 48 over 5. So all I need to do from here is to cross multiply and divide by making x the subject formula. 5 can cancel, 5 here 1, 5 to 30 is 6. So 6 times 48 divide by 13. 6 times 48 divide by 13. What would that give to us? So 6 times 48 divided by 13. That will give us, there's no solution to that question. Although it's marked 6 and 10, as the case may be. Let's mark 6 and 10. So let's solve it in a different way and see if we're going to have a solution to it. So we are having x over 2 minus y over 5 is equals to 1. So I will simply take LCM here directly. If I take LCM here, LCM will be 10. Here is now 5x minus 2y also 1. If I cross multiply, here will give us 5x minus 2y equals to 10. So let's take that as equation 1. Then equation 2, let's make y the subject formula. My y will give me what? 8 plus x over 3. So let's put that y now into equation 1, which is 5x minus 2y. And I see y in that expression, I'm going to put 8 plus x over 3. So that will give us 5x minus 2 into 8 plus x over 3 is equals to 10. So if I multiply through, that will give us 5x minus 16 minus 2x over 3 is equals to 10. So I will collect like terms by transferring 16 to meet 10. That will give us 5x minus 2x over 3 is equals to 10 plus of 16. At the same time, I will take LCM here. The LCM is 3. So if my LCM is 3, that will give me 15x minus 2x is equals to 26. So 13x over 3 equals to 26. So I can cancel 30 here 1, 30 here is 2. So my x should be what? 3 times of 2, which is 6. So x is 6. So if x is 6, how do we find y? Now it is easier. There's no need to find y. If you look at the options, you can see it's only option D that have x as 6. The time we want to use to solve for y, you can just use to go to the next question because it's only option D that have x as 6. Therefore, your answer is option D. But for the purpose of to be sure we know what you are doing, you can still find y. So when you see x now, you put 6, either equation 1 or equation 2. So let's choose equation 1. Let's put x as 6 into this expression. If that should happen, what are we going to have? We're going to have 6 over 2 minus y over 5 equals to 1. And what is 6 over 2? That will give us 3. But collect like terms, y minus 1 is equals to y over 5. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So I'm going to have 2 is equals to y over 5. Yes, over 1. If you cross multiply, your y will definitely give you 10. So that is why I said there's no need solving for y. Since x equals to 6 appear only in option D. So let's go to the next question. Now, you say A equals to theta over 360 pi radius squared, make theta the subject formula. We are giving A is equals to theta over 360 pi radius squared. This formula is for area of a sector. So we are asked to make theta the subject formula. All I need to do is to put here over 1 and cross multiply. So I'm going to have 1 bracket theta pi radius square, because everything here will come here, everything will go here, is equals to a bracket 360. So 1 times anything is that thing. So here becomes theta pi radius square equals to 360 a. So how do we find theta from here? We're going to divide both sides by pi radius square. That should happen. Here becomes over pi radius square. Here becomes over pi radius square. So pi radius square will cancel pi radius square. So my theta now is simply 360a over pi radius square. 360a over pi radius square, which is option B. That is option B. Next, it says find the minimum of these. This is application of calculus. The first step, you want to look for the minimum value of the expression y. You differentiate and you equate it to the dy to 0, because at the turning point for a quadratic curve, the value of the y dx there is 0. So if I differentiate, I'm going to have the y over the x is equals to, if I differentiate 2, that will give me 0. If I differentiate minus 4x, that will give me minus 4. If I differentiate 2x squared, that will give us 4x. So here, like I said earlier, at the turning point, the y dx is 0. So anywhere I see the y dx, I will substitute 0. Here becomes 0 is equals to minus 4 minus 4x. So to find x now, I will simply collect like terms by bringing 4x to this side. If minus 4x is going to become plus 4x, is equals to minus 4. So 4x now is equals to minus 4. So x will give us minus 4 over 4, which is minus 1. Since x equals to minus 1, we're going to substitute it into the expression to determine the minimum value. So my y becomes 2 minus 4 bracket minus 1. That's the value of x now. Minus 2 bracket minus 1 squared. Y becomes what? 2 plus, minus now will give us plus. Minus 1 squared is a positive 1, so here remains as minus 2. Minus 2 plus 2 is 0, so I'm left with y equals to 4. So the answer is option B, which is very correct. Let's go to the next question. Now, here is a binary operation. We have binary operation A, operation B is defined as A plus B and A over B plus A minus B. So look at the expression here, A operation B. We have to find 3 operation 2. So if you compare this, if you compare what we have here now, we're going to see, let me bold in this stuff. I will see the question clearly. So 3 operation 2. Don't forget our A operation B is defined as A plus B over AB plus A minus B. So if you compare these two now, our A is 3, our B is 2. So every I see A, I will put 3. Every I see B, I will put 2. So that will give us 3 operation 2 is equals to 3 plus 2 over 3 times 2 plus 3 minus 2. So what is 3 plus 2? That will give us 5. 3 times 2, that will give us 6. 3 minus 2, that will give us 1. So all I need to do is to take LCM, or if you follow the normal primary square arithmetic, you simply one number 5 over 6, which is option A. One number 5 over 6. So the answer is option A. Let's go to the next question. Say find the integrate the function with respect to x. Integrate the function with respect to x. Integrate the function with respect to x. We're asked to integrate this function with respect to x. So we are going to have integral y dx. So what is our y? Y is given to us as a 3x squared plus 2x minus 5 with some disrespect to x. So let's see what the formula of integration. If you have to integrate x to the power n dx, it will give you xn plus 1 over n plus 1. So if we compare now 3x squared, our n is 2. Our n is 2. Why the 3, 2, and 5 are constant? Our interest is the x. The number attached to it is a constant. We have no interest there. So if I should integrate it now, if my n is 2 now, that means I'm going to have 3x 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 minus. This power of x is 1. Every object is raised to the power 1. So my n in case of 2x is 1. I'm going to have 2x 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1 plus. If you integrate a constant, meaning a number without x, you add which minus, you add x to that number plus what? Our constant of integration, k. Although it's not compulsory to use k, some person use c. So if I add up, here will give me 3x raised to the power 3 over 3 minus 2x raised to the power 2 over 2 minus 5x plus k. So 3 can cancel 3, 2 can cancel 2. I'm left with x raised to the power 3 minus x squared minus 5x plus k. Plus k. This is our answer, plus c or k. So what option is that? Okay, yeah, it's positive, not negative. So we're going to have the answer is a s cubed plus s squared minus 5s plus k. This is option C. Option C. Let's make progress to the next. So this question says we should find the derivative of sine 4x. Although you can differentiate this one directly, but let me simplify it to you in case you see a more similar question and why the answer is so. So we have y is equals to sine 4x. This happens to be chain rule on function of function. When you have a situation like, what do? You say my u is 4x, while my y is now sine u, because my u represents 4x. So I'm going to differentiate u with respect to x and y with respect to u. So I differentiate u with respect to x, that will give me du over dx. Differentiate 4x, that will give us 4. I'll also differentiate y with respect to u, that will give us dy over du. That will give us cos u. Differentiate sine will give you cos. So what is the formula of function? Dy dx is simply dy du times du over dx. So every I see dy du, I'll put cos u. Every I see du dx, I will put 4. I will put 4. So my dy dx now will give us cos u times 4, which is 4 cos u. I multiply both, it's going to give me 4 cos u. But what's my u we said earlier? Our u was 4x. I'll put it back in place of u. So my dy dx now, the derivative now, will give us 4 cos 4x, which is option A, 4 cos 4x. So this is how to solve questions under function of function. We're having 4 cos 4x. So next question. This happens to be solved. This question is under solved. It's under solved. So we're asked to solve for y in this expression. Now, if you look at the right-hand side, the irrational root there is root 3. That means there's every possibility that every other number given to us will be in root 3. Will be in root 3. So let's simplify it. So it implies 75 can be written as 25 times of 3. 12 can be written as 4 times of 3. And 27 can be written as 9 times of 3. Is equals to y root 3. So 25 is a perfect square. If you come out as square root, that will give us 5 root 3. 4 is a perfect square, that will give us 2 root 3. And 9 is a perfect square, that will give us 3 root 3 is equals to y root 3. So the root 3 here on the left-hand side is serving as a constant. So we don't need to add them when we are doing the additional operation or subtractive operation. So all I need to do is to focus on the numbers, the constant, the variable here, 2, 5, 2, and 3. Why the root 3 serve as a constant? So 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. So I'm going to have 6 root 3 is equals to y root 3. So you have root 3 on both sides, you can leave. So my y simply what? Is 6. Or compare both of them. Compare both of them. So the answer is 6. The answer is supposed to be 6, not 6 root 3. Because we say we should find y. So we're having 6. So but you can still take it, but the answer is 6, not 6 root 3. Next, what we have here is a exponential sequence or geometric progression, also called GP. Exponential sequence or geometric progression. Say the second and the fifth term of GP are 1 and 1 over 8 respectively. So you should find the common ratio, the second and the fifth. Second term, which is T2, is 1. Fifth term, T5, is 1 over 8. What is n term of GP? N term, Tn, is written as AR n minus 1. So for second term, n is 2. So when n is 2, I'm going to have T2 is equals to AR. And the value is what? Result is 1. Let's call it equation 1. With the fifth term, that will give us T5 equals to give us AR raised to the power 4. And the result is 1 over 8. Let's call that equation 2. So I'll use equation 2 to divide 1. If that should happen, that will give us AR raised to the power 4 over AR is equals to 1 over 8 over 1. So A can cancel A. Arrow can remove one arrow from here. So we're left with how many arrows on the left-hand side? Arrow raised to the power 3. 1 over 8 divided by 1, that will give us 1 over 8. So I can express 8 as a factor of 2. How many 2 will give us 8? 3 of it. 2 times 2 times 2. So I'm going to have arrow raised to the power 3. 1 over 2 raised to the power 3. So I 3 can cancel 3. So my arrow is simply 1 over 2, which is option C. Question happens to be geometric progression. So pay attention carefully as we do all this. You might see some of them tomorrow, either in the morning section, 7 o'clock session, 11 o'clock, or the 2 o'clock session, 12 o'clock session. So pay attention. So we are asked to convert 137 to base 5. We have done something similar before. Let's see how we convert 137 to base 5. So to do so, we're going to go through it through long division. Long division, 137 in base 5. So I'm going to divide. 137 into 5 will give us what? That will give us That will give us 27. Give us 27 remainder 2. Then 5 can go again. That will give us 5 remainder 2. Then 5 can go again. That will give us 1 remainder 0. 5 can go again. That is 0 remainder 1. Like I said earlier, we take the answer from bottom to up. So if I want to take it from bottom to up, what was it giving to us? 1, 0, 2, 2 in base 5. 1, 0, 2, 2 in base 5, which is option D. So these are some of the questions you may likely see tomorrow. So one nice you have here is a pie chart. A pie chart. It happens to be in statistics, a pie chart. How do you deal with questions if you're asked to find the sector of a pie chart? Questions asking how to determine a particular sector. So we have doctors 16, engineers 8, information technologies 21, teachers 27. They're asking us, there's a certain number on the lawyers. I can't see that clearly, but if you want to do it, you sum all the numbers together, 16 plus whatever number are related to lawyers, 27, 21, and 8. That will give you the total number. So all you have to do is the amount of doctors over the total times 360 degrees. That's what you're going to get. Doctor is 60 over the total times 360 degrees. So let me try to figure out if I can get what the total could be. So I'm trying to figure out if I can get the values of lawyers given to us from the question. Becoming 60. Okay. So I'm trying to get the number allotted to lawyers. Okay. From my calculation, I think lawyer is 24. Lawyer is 24. So let's find the total. So total will be what? Total will be 16 for doctors, engineers 8, information technologies 21, teachers 27, lawyer 24. So if I sum up, I'm going to have 16 plus 8 plus 21 plus 27 plus 24. That will give us, total is now 96. So doctors now, the sector of doctors is now the amount of doctors, which is 16 over 96, times a sector, which is a circle, is 360. So 16 times 360 divided by 96, that will give us 60. 60 degrees is the sectors for doctor. We happen to be option C. So these are some of the questions. So these are some of the questions you may likely see tomorrow. So we say find the number of permutations of the letter of the word school. Letter of the word school. So how do you solve a situation like that? The first thing to do is to get how many alphabets appear in school. School, I will count. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 6 factorial. Divide by, you check how many alphabets appear more than 1. It's just O. How many of it is 2? So I'm having 6 factorial divided by 2 factorial. So you can simplify this by writing factorial reduced by 1. So I'm having 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 factorial over 2 factorial. 2 factorial cancel 2 factorial. I'm left with 6 times 5 times 4 times 3. So if you multiply this, what are we going to have? 6 times 5, which is 30. 30 times 12, which is 4 times 3, will give us 360. Will give us 360. So we have a different question here. We're asked to simplify 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3 times 3 over 4. So if you see simplification like this, the first thing you must do is to remember the concept of board mass. Board mass. Board mass saying you should deal with the multiplication before the addition. That means I have to keep these two in brackets. I have to keep both of them in brackets. Deal with the multiplication first. M comes before A is the addition. So I'm having 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3 times 3 over 4. 3 cancel 3. I'm left with 1 over 2 plus 1 over 4. So what I'll do from here is to take LCM. What's the LCM of 2 and 4? The LCM is 4. So 4 into 2 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 4 into 1 is 4. 4 into 4 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Our left answer is now 3 over 4, which is option C, 3 over 4. Next, if you like what you are watching, we're also going to do video on physics, chemistry, and biology. If you like what you are watching, subscribe to the channel, like and comment, and also recommend it to your friends who are writing JAMB 2026. And I wish you the very best to your exams. So what we have here is a question. It happens to be indicial equation, also known as indices. Indicial equation, also known as indices. So they gave us 3 raised to power 2x is equals to 1 over 27. So 27 can be expressed as a factor of 3. 27 can be expressed as a factor of 3. How many 3 will I multiply to have 27? It's 3 of it. So that will give us 1 over 3 raised to power 3. So in this place, we need to apply the law of negative power in indices that says if you have 1 over a raised to power n, can be written as a minus n. So if I should apply it here, what are we going to have? We're going to have 3 raised to power 2x equals to 3 raised to power minus 3. Apply the law of negative power now. So since the bases are the same, the law says equate the powers. This one now implies that 2x equals to minus 3. To find x, I divide through by 2. So my s is now minus 3 divided by over 2. Minus 3 over 2. The person almost got it right, but nearly is not enough. Correct option is B, minus 3 over 2. Let's go to the next question. So this one happens to be financial mathematics. Happens to be financial mathematics. You say Biola borrows, I can't see what is there exactly. Is it 252 million? I can see it at 5% per annum simple interest and pays 150,000 after 5 months. And more does he still hold? And more. So the principal now is the amount of money borrowed, which is the value here, which I can see clearly. That is the principal, the amount of money you borrowed to start a business, or the amount of money you as savings you use to start your business. Then say 5% per annum. That is the rate. The percentage, the rate of the interest is at 5% per annum. So you say you repay 150,000 after 5 months. So we know that interest is principal rate time over 100. But the time, which is the 5 months here, you need to convert it to a year. We don't work with months. We work with year. We know that 12 months is 1 year. We don't convert months to year. We don't work with months. So 5 months will be what? 5 months. 5 months in a year, in years, will be what? 5 over 12. This is now the value of 5 months in years, which is simply 5 over 12. So fortunately, I don't see what is happening here. So let's leave that for another day. So all you need to do is to find the interest in 5 days, subtract it from the original to know how much is still owing. Now, so we should find the derivative of 5x cubed minus 3x squared plus x minus 2. Find the derivative. Derivative means to differentiate it or find the y dx. So let me remind you, if your y is equals to x to the power n, the y dx is written as nx n minus 1. Meaning this n will come back and subtract 1 from it. So in the question, this is my n, here's raised to the power 1. This one have no x. So anytime you differentiate a number without x, the result is 0. So if I should differentiate this, I will have the y dx now. If this 3 will come back to give me multiply 5, that will give us 15x. Subtract 1 from the 3, we have 2. That 2 will come back to me 3. To multiply it, that will give us 6. Subtract 1 from the 2. Subtract 1 from that 2, you have 1, which is just 6x. Then this one will come back and minus 1, like this. 1x, 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. And any number raised to power 0 is 1, according to the law of indices. That will give me plus 1 minus 0. If you differentiate a constant, a number without x, the result is always 0. So this will give me 15x squared minus 6x plus 1. This is now the result to the question, 15x squared minus 6x plus 1, which is option B. So far, the person is making a good progress. He marked the majority of them correctly, and I wish you the same tomorrow. So we have another question here, which happens to be polynomials. It says find the remainder when this is divided by x minus 2. Also, you can try to use the long division, but that would be a whole waste of time. Remember, we are working against time in JAMB. You can use this whole process to divide, but that is a complete waste of time. So what you do in this case, you classify f of x as a function given to us, x cubed minus 3x squared plus 4. To find the remainder, you equate the divisor to be 0. You equate the divisor now to be 0, which is s minus 2 equals to 0. So your s is now what? 0 plus 2, which is what? 2. So anywhere I see s in f of x, I will substitute 2. I'm going to have f of 2 now. Whatever I have is now the remainder, which is 2 raised to the power 3 minus 3 bracket 2 squared plus of 4. 2 raised to the power 3 is what? 8. 2 raised to the power 2 is 4. 4 times 3, that is 12 plus 4. If you add, what are we having? 8 minus 12 is minus 4. Minus 4 plus 4, the result is 0. So the answer to this question is 0. Now move to the next question. We've done this question before. This is permutation and combination. You say, in how many ways can several people sit in a round table? We have formula for round table and we have formula for ring. I'll write both of them here in case you see anyone tomorrow or whenever you are writing your own exam. For round table, the formula is simply n minus 1 factorial. For ring, the formula is simply n minus 1 factorial divided by 2. So we are dealing with a round table here. That means I'm going to use this first mathematical expression. So the 7 here is the n. So we are going to have 7 minus 1 factorial, which is what? 6 factorial. 6 factorial will be written as 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. If you multiply, what are you having? 6 times 5 is 30. 30 times 12, that's 360. 360 times 2, that will give us 720. So for ring, you're supposed to divide by 2 to have 360. So in case you see ring tomorrow on your next exam, you should know what to do. So here we have a different question. The question says we should find, they gave us area of a circle as 38 whole number 1/2. Find the circumference. First of all, what is circumference of the circle? Let's define what it is. Circumference is 2 pi radius. So for me to get the circumference of the circle, I need the radius. Because pi is constant, 2 is constant. So I need the radius. And I can get the radius from the area of the circle. We also know that area is pi radius square. So the area now is, if I convert the expression to improper fraction, I'm going to have 38 times 2. That will give us 76 plus 1. That is now 77/2 for the area. Pi is always 22/7 times what? Radius squared. So how do we find our radius here? We cross multiply in this manner. So I'm going to have 44 radius square. So this one is coming to this, 77 times 7. So my radius square is now what? 77 times 7 divided by 44. So we can cancel out 11 here, 4, 11 here is 7. So I'm having 49/4. So my radius is now what? Square root of 49/4, which is 7/2. So now that I've gotten the radius, I can now find the circumference of the circle. So my C now becomes 2 times 22/7 times the radius 7/2. 2 can cancel 2, 7 can cancel 7. Circumference is now what? 22 centimeters, which is option D. So the person who managed this question is doing pretty well so far. Like I said, I hope to do the same. Follow the channel, STEM Up Africa. So we have another question here. It said the volume of a cone of height 6 centimeters is 77 cm3. Find its radius. So we know how a cone looks like. This is a cone. This is an inverted cone. Here is the radius. Here is the height. The entire component now is the volume. So what is the formula for volume of cone? VC. Volume of cone is 1/3 the volume of cylinder. That is volume of cone. It's 1/3 the volume of cylinder. So here I see the volume of cone, I will put 77. So here becomes 77 equals to 1/3 times 22/7 as pi times radius square times the height 6. So I can simply cancel those. I can cancel 3 here 1, 3 here is 2. So I'm left with 77 equals to 22 times 2, that will give us 44 radius square over 7. So if I cross multiply and make the radius square the subject formula, I'm going to have radius square equals to 77 times 7 divided by 44. So let's cancel out 11 here, 7, 11 here is 4. So 7 times 7 will give us 49 over 4. Therefore, my radius now is square root of 49 over 4. Square root of 49 is 7, square root of 4 is 2 centimeter. This time the radius 7 over 2. And 7 divided 2, that will give us 3.05. That is option C. Here we have another binary operation. We have another binary operation. You say if this is defined as this, find 3 operation 2. So here is 3 operation 2. So if you compare, what are we having? A is 3, B is 2. So anywhere you see A, you put 3, anywhere you see B, you put 2 in that expression. Here will now give us what? A plus B minus AB, which is 3 plus 2 minus 3 times 2. 3 plus 2 minus 6, which is what? Answer is minus 1, option C. So next, you say given this is trigonometry, say given that cos A is 12 over 13 for 0 degree less than equals to A less than equals to 90 degrees, find tan A. So 0 degree to 90 degree happen to be acute angles. Happens to be acute angle. It happens to be acute angle. So I'm going to draw a triangle to depict it. So let's call here A. Here's our 90. And as you know from SOHCAHTOA, we know that for SOHCAHTOA, we know that cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So, and they gave us cos A as 12 over 13, which is adjacent over hypotenuse. So the adjacent is 12, the hypotenuse is 13. So this side is the hypotenuse, now let's call it 13. The adjacent is 12 now, let's call here 12. Let me call here A, B, and C. So we do not know the opposite. So let's look for the value of the opposite. To find the opposite, you can do that by using Pythagoras theorem. I use a Pythagoras theorem. So that says, I would say hypotenuse squared hypotenuse now BC is equals to BA squared plus AC squared. So what is the value of BC? Our BC is 13. That becomes 13 squared is equals to BA, I don't know. There remains as BA squared, which is the opposite, plus 12 squared. So if I square 13, what are we having? Square 13, we're going to have 169. So I'm going to have 169 equals to BA squared plus, if I square 12, it's going to give me 144. So let's make BA squared the subject formula. My BA squared will give me 169 minus 144. That will give us what? 25. So what's now our BA? If BA squared is 25, what is now our BA itself? Our BA now is the square root of 25, which is 5. So if you have not subscribed, please do so to support this channel. So the value of BA is 5. So here now come here to write 5. I'll come there to write 5. So we're asked to find tan A. What is tan? According to SOHCAHTOA, tan is opposite adjacent. So my tan A, who is the opposite now? 5. Who is the adjacent? 12. Our answer is 5/12. So next question. Exciting. Say if this is similar to what you just did. Say if cos theta is y/x, find tan theta in terms of x and y. So from your SOHCAHTOA, you just did earlier, our cos is adjacent and hypotenuse. So if I draw my right angle triangle, yes, now my theta, let me call it A, B, and C. Adjacent now is x, is adjacent x. Hypotenuse is y. So we need to find the opposite. So we need to find the opposite. So to find the opposite, we're going to also use the concept of Pythagoras' theorem that says the hypotenuse square equals to the sum of the square of the two other sides. So your hypotenuse now, my hypotenuse is BC. I'm going to have BC all squared equals to BA all squared plus AC all squared. Here becomes y squared, BA all squared plus x squared. So to find BA, I will simply collect like things. So my BA all squared will give me what? Y squared minus x squared. So my BA give me the square root of y squared minus x squared. So here now is y squared minus x squared. Now we're asked to find tan. Tan is opposite adjacent. Tan theta now is the opposite, which is opposite is the adjacent, with square root of y squared minus x squared over x. Y squared minus x squared over x. The answer is A, not C. The answer is A and not C. So this is all we have for today. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. STEM Up Africa. We have other scientific videos apart from this. So in our next class, we might look at chemistry or physics or biology. So it depends on area of interest. If you have any area you want us to treat, you can send that topic to on the comment section. I'll see it and reply you on it. Thank you, and see you in our next class.